Hello guys, we are back. I am Erica and this is Virgil. We are back with food for thought, random topics, and we have a couple of topics, new topics that I put in the bin today, so we are going to pick from those. You ready? Why are you laughing at my bin? It's my bin. You scared?
Mm-hmm. Terrified.
You said the nastier the better. Maybe we get some nasty ones. Let me see. All right. Oh, it says part 2. I don't know what that means.
Well, just answer that one, and then when you get to part 2, you can answer.
Okay. Oh, it's 2 parts. Okay, this is one.
2 part, not part 2.
Yes, 2 part. So it says, how did Erica feel about being a stay-home mother as a military spouse? And how did Virgil feel about Erica not working and footing all the bills? So this came from, I don't know.
Matter.
Well, it came from, I had asked people to give me topics, and at the time I was doing, just throw me some topics, and I didn't put their name down. So
we don't have enough time to tell how I feel about you not making any money.
You didn't care.
Oh, I care.
No, you didn't. So I'm going to answer the first part. How did Erica feel about being a stay-home mother as a military spouse? Come closer to you. Not close enough. Okay.
All right.
So when we got married, it bothered me that I did not have a job. How was it going to be finding a job?
But it didn't take you long.
But it didn't. It didn't take me long, whether it was retail. I mean, working at TJ Maxx. So I found a job. But when we decided to have kids, I felt like we both agreed that being a stay-home mom would be better. Because when I got pregnant, I worked with Miles all the way up until I had him. But once I had him, I went back to work for about 4 months, and that just, no, we was getting ready to move, so I quit, and then I never just went back to work. It just worked that way, and it didn't bother me about being a stay-home mom.
You did go back to work after you had mom.
For 4 months.
Oh, and then when we moved.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I did not work. It did not bother me to stay home with the kids because Virgil was gone all the time. I know most ladies feel like, he's footing all the bills, you're not contributing. But actually, I was contributing. You were gone. I was. Don't say that. Was I not contributing?
Oh, yeah.
I had the kids. I had Miles. You were gone. No, I didn't feel bad. I met a lot of other military spouses that were stay-at-home moms. It seemed like everywhere we moved, the community, most of the wives didn't work. And so I had things to keep me busy. I had places for, at the time, Miles to go play. When I had Cole and Jewel, we had things for them to do. So when people talk about the military wives having tea parties, we had a lot of tea parties and other parties too.
You were a stay-at-home mom for
8
long
years.
time.
8 years. I went back to work when Jewel was kindergarten, so I stayed home. But it didn't really bother us. It kind of worked.
It was actually convenient because we had Miles for a year and a half or so, and I got orders to Maryland. And the one thing that really solidified it was we were still in Oklahoma. Miles was going to this great babysitter, and one day we both rolled up to the house. I looked in her back seat. Miles wasn't there. I hadn't picked Miles up. We had left him at the babysitter, and we were like, "Uh-oh, we got to change."
Yeah.
So I was getting orders, and we went to Maryland, And when I was in Maryland, I was in school, which I was there 12 hours a day easy. And it probably still wasn't enough. And it was easy for you to stay home and take care of Cole, because Cole had just been born just before I started classes, like a week before I started classes.
But what helped though, I wasn't, as military, we moved into a community, and you moving around, you move in a community where there's other ladies in your same boat. They didn't work.
But that particular set of orders was absolutely perfect to stay home and hang out with all the other wives, because all of us, all the active duty, the husbands, we worked long hours. We were at work all day, and you guys spent a lot of time, because everybody had kids about the same age. It was easy to have play dates. But then on the weekend, we got it in. We got it in.
I think that was the place we probably partied the most. Nope. And then Nebraska.
Nope. Nebraska, we partied more than anything. That was.
You think?
Oh, absolutely. We were drunk. We were drunk every Friday, Saturday.
Don't say.
No.
Don't say.
Shout out to Scott.
And Lindy.
And shout out to Tim, Gosh.
Oh yeah. But every community though, we did move. Maryland started it, but everywhere we moved, because I remember when we first got married, Virgil told me, you're going to either sink or swim. You can't be in the house just pouting or just want to be by yourself. So I learned to get out and meet people, meet other ladies. And so Maryland, we was with stay-at-home moms. Nebraska, Oklahoma was when I wasn't a lot of stay-at-home moms, but then I got involved in network marketing, which helped out a lot as well. Met a lot of great ladies doing 𝗷𝗏. So that's how I felt. I just rolled with it. So the next part of that question is, how did Virgil feel about Erica not working and footing all the bills?
So, there's a big joke there, but it was me footing the bill about, hey, you need to go to work and make some money and all this other stuff. But it wasn't like that at all. I mean, we got married, and it wasn't like, hey, you make your money, put it in a pot. I make my money, put it in a pot, and then we live off the pot of money, and you live off the money you make. It wasn't like that at all. We have one account. All the money goes into it, and if I make it, fantastic. If you make it, fantastic. I'm waiting on your ass to make it, though, baby.
But you know what? But in Oklahoma, in Maryland, I decided to, you know what? I do want to work, but I can't leave. Yes. I do want to work.
Shout out to my wife, because she made that happen.
I do want to work, but I can't leave the kids. And we always move away from everybody. Like DC was how far away?
It was 2 hours at least.
2 hours away. And
maybe an hour and a half.
I wanted to get back in banking, and I knew working in DC would be fun, but I couldn't do that. So I feel like, you know what, make it happen. I started a home daycare, and I remember going to Virgil, and I said, what happened was one of the ladies, shout out to Janelle, she was she still is a dental hygienist, and she needed someone to watch her kids. Her child at the time, she was getting ready to have a baby and work part-time, and she was asking all of our military wives, anybody want to watch her kids? And I remember we was having a brunch or something, but nobody stood up. Nobody.
To babysit her?
Nobody stood up. So I was like, you know what? I'll watch him, because
Cole was the same age.
Yeah, they would be around the same age. And so she really got the ball, me thinking I could just open up a daycare, because she paid me. And I wasn't expecting her to pay me. And she was like, but this is what she paid me was, I won't tell you what she paid me for that one day. And I was like, you don't have to pay me this much. She was like, well, this is what I make an hour. Surely I can pay you that. I was like, whoa, okay. So I asked Virgil, I was like, what about me keeping kids? And you were like, you mean like in our house? That's what you said. And I said, yeah, let's get the basement finished. How much that gonna cost? I was like, it don't matter, but I can really make some money. So needless to say, I did that. I borrowed money. Shout out to my stepdad.
Why are you screaming at these people?
Because I'm excited.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, shout out to him. So I got the basement finished, and because at the time, I don't think he really believed that I was gonna make this happen. I really don't.
I did not put a single bit of thought into it until you said, "Hey, can you come home because I got a class in Waldorf." Damn class you got in Waldorf?
Because I was getting certified.
And then she would go to Waldorf once a month or something.
Once a week, I was
for these classes. And then after a couple of weeks, I'm like, "What do you get out of this?" "Well, I get my certification," and I still didn't put a whole lot of thought into it.
Nope. So we got the basement finished, and he was like, "Oh, great." So I did that, and I did that for what, 3 years, 2.5 years?
2 years.
2 years, and I was full. I was booked all the time. So I kind of made a way to make money and still be at home with the kids.
And my eyes were open when you told that lady that you were going to charge her $225 or something a week, and that lady was like, "I'll take it."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?" And then I realized just how expensive childcare was.
Yes.
And then I was like, "Shit, get it, baby."
Look, so anyway, so that's how we did it, and Virgil didn't really care, y'all. He didn't really care.
About what?
You didn't care about footing all the bills. You didn't care.
I didn't care one bit.
No.
We were married, and if you don't believe me, get married, and marriage is a sacrifice.
Yeah, and he sacrificed that.
No, it's not. I didn't sacrifice footing the bills. That's not. I shouldn't. That's not the right word. It was my responsibility, my duty. If I didn't have a job and you were working, you shouldn't have a problem with it either. That's just the way it is. But I didn't have a problem footing the bills. And at the time, our kids were young and they needed their mom there. And I think it was for the best that their mother was there during those young years, those early years. And then when everybody went to school, you went back to work. And
they didn't.
Thank God you went back to work because your ass will spend some money now, Jack. Good night.
Okay, we're gonna go to another question because that one was a good question. I always wondered how you felt about me not working.
All right.
Okay. One last question. One last question.
You need to hurry up. You run out of time.
Hold on. Keep going.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
This is a good one.
What advice would you give to young parents starting out? The first thing I would tell them is start a college fund as soon as you can. I mean, two weeks after, whatever you have to. Because I remember when Miles was born, I had read all this stuff on 529s, and I had to get one started, like, immediately. Mm-hmm. And I waited at the Social Security office in my uniform for like 2 hours in downtown Oklahoma City.
And I didn't know that.
And I got him a Social Security card, got his Social Security number and stuff, and I immediately opened a 529. And I think we were just putting, just a minimum. We may have put $100 a month or something in there. And by the time he graduated, 18 years later, he had I won't tell him, but he had a considerable amount. He went to the Naval Academy, so we didn't have to spend any money on his education. But Cole did not go to the Naval Academy, and he's on his extended stay in college, and we haven't had to come out of pocket for him yet either. But we also get some other VA benefits, but we haven't had to pay out of pocket for his housing. So my advice is to immediately start a 529. As much as you can afford will go a long ways in the long run.
Well, I have a different advice.
Don't have them badass kids?
No, have kids, have a lot of them.
Shit.
I wanted 6, you remember?
No.
Yeah. So my advice would be to be patient. I'm patient. I'm not patient.
No.
I am patient.
No. But go ahead.
My advice.
This is your story. Go ahead. Tell it.
My advice would be to be patient. My advice would be to don't expect your husband. I say how your boyfriend is, to me, is how your husband is going to be. Don't think that when you get married, if there's something about him that just totally annoys you, it's going to annoy you when you get married, because don't expect that to change. Don't expect it to change.
Well, you shouldn't say your husband. You should say your spouse. Because if your girlfriend was crazy as hell when y'all were dating, I guarantee you her ass is crazy as hell when y'all get married.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, so, see, I didn't change one bit. I was crazy then, I'm crazy now.
What?
Probably worse.
What?
So, it's going to annoy you then, so I would suggest, if it's, get over it.
Annoy is a bad word.
We're not annoyed.
That's a bad word.
If it,
you don't annoy me.
Not annoyed, but if it just rubs you.
No,
Well, if it's something that you feel like you want to change, because you can't. I mean, I am who I am. You are who you are.
There's nothing you would change. If I change you, then you wouldn't be the one that I married. So
well, that's true.
not.
So what I'm saying is, if he reads a lot as your boyfriend, and you don't want him to read a lot, you want him to talk to you.
You want him to be a dumbass?
No.
I want your ass dumb. Stop reading.
Know what I'm saying, ladies? You know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Anyway, so
Right.
patience and patience. That's all I can say.
All right. We're running out of time.
Okay,
folks.
tell me
Listen.
about your wings.
Hey, folks. Today I got wings from Wingstop. I got garlic parmesan, they are excellent.
They look like
Cooked perfect. And then I'm always going to get lemon pepper. And the lemon pepper that they have is fantastic. It's on University, across from the Target shopping center. Today is back to my larceny. All the brothers out there, do you realize that Hennessy is nowhere to be found? The Hennessy distillery did not anticipate the demand, and you can't find Hennessy anywhere. So larceny it is.
Oh, I had one more thing about this topic though, because I wasn't finished.
Oh, please.
Patience and compromise. Be willing to compromise.
Compromise is a good one.
Compromise, ladies. If you are used to doing certain things, you may not be able to do as much of that certain thing when you get married. So just be willing.
I thought this was a parenting. You talking about marriage?
Oh, I'm all off on that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I done got all on you, Jack.
Okay, parenting.
Forget about what she just said.
But we was both talking.
No,
about
we were talking about parenting.
young parents starting off. Oh,
We were talking about parenting. You veered off, but that's okay.
that's all right. Young parenting. Just start and learn as you go.
There you go.
That's it. All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Until next time.
Deuces.
Deuces.